Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to the video. Today we're going to talk about the Hasbro exclusive, PostCon exclusive, Lord Drakkon Evo 3. So let's get started. I'm not going to show the box. That's been seen like a million times. I'm here to talk about the figure and what it comes with, so let's get to it. If you've been reading the Boom Studios Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, you know where this guy is from. But if not, I will give you a brief breakdown. This is an alternate universe Tommy who stole the power of the white light and his Green Ranger powers and used them to further steal other Morphin Grid powers, and this is his final form. So yeah, fun figure. I have a few gripes. I have a few gripes, to be honest. But overall, I mean, it's still a banger that we've been getting from the Lightning Collection. There's still a lot of care put into it, so I'm still overall very much enjoying. So let's get to it. Let's start it up. First things first, before I do anything, I'm gonna pop this off because it's removable. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't like these, so I'm just gonna get rid of that. I'm tired of plastic capes. I really am, and I know there's nothing they can do about it, but I'm just over it. But yeah, so we start off with our alternate head sculpt that he comes packaged with. As you can see, there are lines of power that surge through him. They are a blue and light blue, almost tinting on like a violet-like color. Well, not violet, like a deep sea blue, I should say. We start to get the gray stripes in his hair from age, that hairline looking serious. But yeah, overall the shield is pretty nice. I wish we didn't get such a dull gold, but I think it works out for those who are going to paint. But for obvious reasons, I think the gold could have been done a little better. But I think if you did any other gold, it would have flaked, because this is soft plastic. And I actually prefer the soft plastic because it allows us to move the figure around a lot easier without breaking anything. So I understand you sacrifice one thing for another. So as far as articulation in the head, because we have the soft hairline, so soft hair in the back, we can go forwards. We can't really go backwards. We can go left and go right, but going back is not an issue. Soft plastic in the front makes it a little easier. As far as articulation, you're going to get the standard Lightning Collection stuff. So we can do our butterfly joints. And mine's came really, really loose. That's one of my gripes besides the plastic cape. And it's hard for him to hold any sort of pose with these super loose joints, but it is what it is, right? We do get a really good arm articulation that can go really far up. We do have a bicep swivel, and we still are double jointed. Now, one thing I think that Hasbro does really well is they make a little bit of room right here in the bicep, so that way you could fit gauntlets in. I do like that that is an engineering choice that they made to actively make sure that you don't lose that little extra bit of articulation. So I do appreciate that, for real. We can still rotate our arms forwards and backwards and all the way around, again, because the shield is soft. You're gonna get these nice open hands. And the black that they chose is, I don't know why they chose gray black, but I think that's the color palette that was chosen. I would have liked a darker black. But the midsection area is actually a lighter gray than this gray. I was really hoping that wouldn't be the case, but it is. As far as our ab crunch goes, as you can see, you can actually go pretty far backwards. And we have a deep crunch forwards. And we still can rotate from side to side. Like the 3-6 Mafia song, side to side, which is a banger. Never ever forget. Shout out to 3-6 Mafia. Our leg articulation, we can go forwards. We are double jointed. We do have a boot swivel as well. Then we have our standard Hasbro super cool ankle pivot that allows us to be super ninjas whenever we want on any figure. So as you can see here, my Drakkon is preparing to do the Gold Shulkin or the Howl Shulkin, depending on which games you've played. But he can get that deep dark cut articulation. Or we can go forwards and we can make sure he throws a Hadouken. We also can get really good balance out of the legs. As he stands up on one leg. Let's see. Can he? Yeah, he can balance. This is a poor pose, but you know what I mean. And then he can also... He does do the Emperor Walk actually really well. If it wasn't for my terrible swinging arms, it'd look a lot cooler, very easier. And this is what I was saying about the head. Because it can't look up, you can't get that really good, like, motion, like, pose. Like, you won't capture the emotion very well. because you can't lift that head. But we'll get into the helmeted head in a second. But as you can see here, he can pose pretty well. He can also do sitting poses for those of you who are going to sit him down in thrones. And he can also squat. Squat game is serious. Let's see if he can balance though while squatting. Yeah, but again, can't lift that head up. So I'm definitely going to Dremel out a little bit back there just to make sure. Now, let's leave you all squatted up. Oh, yeah, one more gripe. My hand pegs don't stay all the way in. They actually come out just a little bit. That doesn't really bother me, except in photos it started to poke out. But it is what it is. I want to talk about it and not harp on it, but I am going to mention it that way in case somebody else has that problem. So we're going to leave you squatted up like that though, right? Now we're going to talk about his accessories. So let's do that, right? This Lord Drakkon actually does come with some really nice stuff. One of those things is you'll get this really cool rock base with 4 out of 6 Ranger helmets. You'll see some opening tabs here. We'll get to that in a second. As you can see, you have a broken or cracked helmet, I should say, of pink, yellow, red, and green. Unfortunately, they don't give you blue or black. I don't know why, but they chose these 4 because they were on the cover art that you'll get on the box when you open up your Shattered Garrett Drakkon. Or Drakkon. Drakkon. But I like the word Drakkon. Anyway, so yeah. As you can see here, these look phenomenal. And you can actually take these guys off. So if you want to see whether or not you can pop them on other ranges, we're going to do that now. Because you can, but I'm going to show you anyway. So shout out to everybody who's had this set for a while and has been having a good old time. So you can see here, our Pink Ranger has a cracked helmet. Now she looks pretty cool. I'm just going to leave it on there. And then we're going to put it on the Green Ranger. Now he also has a cracked helmet. So next up, now we're going to talk about the rock base still. But now we're going to talk about the cool, really green. This effect part is actually really dope and doesn't get enough credit for what it does. By setting the ambiance, just like on the cover, you're going to press in that one tab and line up the other 2. You can actually leave the other 2 like really loose, but if you want them to plug all the way in, you have to plug all 3 in, and your base holds it down for you. He looks really good stomping out his enemies. So you can actually place him stepping on these guys. Let's actually do a real cool. Yeah, that's actually a really cool pose. You actually do him stepping on them, stepping over them, whichever it is you want to do. He'll balance out. Then you'll also get a second effect. This is what I'm going to call the weapon effect, right? Which you can actually place it behind him and it should stand up depending on what you do, or place it through something or the other part. You can place it behind him. You can place it on a weapon when you're doing something. How you choose to want to use that is really up to you, but that's the way I chose to do it. And I also use it in some photos, but it actually looks pretty good this way. I really do like it. So let's remove this and let's talk about the fact that he comes with 2 other hands. These hands are going to be for holding Saba, the talking saber. I think that these hands were made a little too big because it holds Saba a little loose, but overall it still looks pretty good. Visually, it still holds up just fine. As you can see here, it's still pretty strong. It's just loose for me doing crazy action photos. I know I'll be doing the most. You don't get a Dragon Dagger, but just know that the Dragon Dagger does fit in the hand. For those who are going to do that. Repeat, does not come with Dragon Dagger. Now we're going to talk about the helmeted head, which is like probably my favorite thing. So the helmeted head looks really good. And I probably did more photos of him like this than with the the unmasked head, because I don't care for that. But man, look, this looks good. This looks really, really good. And you can still look down. Oop, we got our collar stuck. So we can look down. We can look up a little easier. We can still go left and right and tilt a little to the side. But this look, this is what I'm here for. I love this Ranger look. This looks phenomenal. I wish it didn't sit so stuffy in the neck area, giving it a little bit of room. But overall, I really, really like this. So for those of you that buy capes or do like third-party capes and stuff like that, I bought one off of eBay to test it out. And that is going to be the GPS locked cape. And this is the one I use in my photos. And it looks and plugs in pretty well. And it works, just in case you don't know. But yeah, this is a good look. I really like this figure a lot. I had a lot of fun shooting it. And it's been a blast to like have some fun with it. But I guess now we got to get to those size comparisons. So let's do that. I'm going to just leave the cape on, leave him really cool with his helmeted head. And I don't know what it is about warping right here in his leg section that always makes him look a little bow-legged. I took the time to like fix that and it still looks a little weird. But yeah, we're going to leave you pressed straight up as much as possible, get you in a decent view. Now get you set up with some other Rangers. First things first, you got to pair him with the Ranger Slayer because they got beef. Even though she served on them for a long time, I would have beef with you too if you mind controlled me. So there is that, right? Next up, here is another Lightning Collection figure, the Green Ranger himself. He sits a little bit bigger than Drakkon, but his legs are also a little bit wider, so they probably stand technically about the same height. Let's try to move his legs together a little bit more. Nope, turns out Green Ranger's a little bit bigger. Just a little bit. Let's move these guys. Oh, don't fall now. Next up, we're going to compare to some other stuff. Let's do a 1000 Toys Synthetic Human. Get you all nice and squared up. Then we'll do a Marvel Legends Deadpool. Deadpool's a little bit bigger than Drakkon, but that's all right. We have an Articulated Icons Ninja. Then we'll do an SH Figure Arts Kamen Rider Kuga. Man, I need to sit down and have some crossovers. I don't know who I'm going to have crossover against Drakkon. I'll figure something out later. So there's Kuga. Kuga's a little smaller, but he does look well next to the Lightning Collection stuff. Next up, here is... Oop, I dropped some stuff, y'all. Forgive me. Here we go with a Mesco Custom Nightwing. This is by Tiny Pants Tailoring, in case you haven't seen the video. Please check it out. Here is a G.I. Joe Classified Storm Shadow. He's been modded up a little bit, so he sits a little bit bigger, just a little bit. There we go. Let's fix that neck. He sits actually a little bit lower than Joe Drakkon. And last but not least, let's get, what can we do? Oh, you know what? Let's do a Mythic Legions Templar Knight. I just got in. It's not bad. Pretty much square up. All in all, this has been fun. Can't front. Sitting down and being able to like take my time, enjoy stuff. It's been a good move. Yeah. So maybe I'll take a little bit more time in between things. I hope you guys have really been enjoying these couple of videos. I hope you guys are doing well with everything going on. Yeah, I hope all is well for you guys, for real. In the meantime, guys, as always, please be good, do good, drink your water. Later.